Today we are going to see about uniform circular motion UCM, which is the topic of 11th class NCERT CBSE board. So here the word uniform represents the speed will remain constant. It is not going to change at any instant of the motion. So we can define uniform circular motion as when an object follows circular path at a constant speed. The motion of the object is called as uniform circular motion. So here, as you can see the diagram, here what we have considered is one particle is performing circular motion which is uniform. That means speed of the object is not going to change. So the object is moving from here to here. Let us consider any two random points P and P dash. Because we are going to study this motion, so we have considered two random points P and P dash. Okay, so through these points we are going to study about the motion of the particle. Alright, so C being the center of this circular path, we can draw the position vector when the particle is at P. We can draw the position vector as R corresponding to the position P, and the position vector R dash corresponding to the position P dash. Okay, let us consider at P time is equal to 0. At P dash time is delta t. So as we know, as speed is going to be constant, but velocity in circular motion is always changing as the direction of it is changing at every instant. So here let us say at P the velocity is V, and at P dash the velocity is V dash. Alright, so R and R dash are the two position vectors. When we want to draw delta R, that means we can do the vector sum over here. As the direction of motion is from P to P dash, we have to draw delta R in this direction only. Alright, so we have shown this direction, and let's say delta theta is the angle between R and R dash. Okay, so here corresponding triangle you can see we can draw by considering V and V dash. So here, as we can see in this diagram, the direction of V is as it's shown here in this triangle. GH is the V, which is same as this V. GI is V dash, which is same as this V dash. Alright, so we have drawn these two directions of velocity. Now when we want to calculate delta V, okay, for this motion, delta V, when we are calculating, we can draw vector addition again delta V in this direction. So what we see is, as R dash is perpendicular to V dash and R is perpendicular to V, here delta V is also perpendicular to this delta R. It is easily seen in this diagram. So this is what we have drawn and understood about the motion. Now for this particular motion, what we can write is average acceleration. Average acceleration is denoted by A bar, which can be written as delta V upon delta t for this motion, right? So one more thing. So what we have considering here is the average acceleration, right? So after that, if we keep on decreasing this delta t, means time interval, if we are keep on decreasing, we can say this arc or this distance which is covered will become smaller and smaller as we are decreasing delta t. So for that decreasing delta t, we can write instantaneous acceleration, that will be mod of A will be equal to limit of when delta t tends to 0, that means delta t we are making it smaller and smaller. Okay, delta t tends to 0. Again here also we are going to consider mod of delta V divided by delta t. So this will be our first equation. Alright, so now as we know, we can see here two triangles, right? These two triangles. So comparing triangle CPP dash and triangle HG and I. So we have to just compare these two triangles. As we know, this is perpendicular, this is perpendicular, so this and this is also perpendicular to each other. Alright, and we know the angle between R and R prime is delta theta. So as these two vectors are also perpendicular to these two directions of this triangle, so this angle will also be delta theta. Okay, and the sides are also perpendicular, everything is perpendicular, so we can compare these two. These are similar triangles. So we can take the ratios of base and side length and base length. So let's say delta V is the base of this triangle and delta R is the base of this triangle. So delta V by V can be equated to delta R by R. So that's what we are going to do, but we have to take modular value there because as we can see directions are different. So we have to take mod delta V by V will be equal to delta R by R. Okay, so here what we can write from this, we can write delta V is equal to V into mod of delta R divided by R. So here is second equation. Okay, so what we have, delta V we got in second equation. So from this second equation we can put the value of delta V in this instantaneous acceleration. So let us do that. So when we substitute the value, how we can write it? We can write it as this instantaneous acceleration is equal to limit of delta t tends to 0. Alright, what we have to substitute? We have to substitute delta V, which we have found out, V into mod of delta R upon R, right? But what we have here is already this thing, this delta V divided by R. So here we can write 1 upon delta T also. So now just rearranging this, what we can write? Instantaneous acceleration is equal to delta T tends to 0. V upon R mod of delta R upon delta T. This can be written. Okay. So next, now this V and R is not dependent on delta T tending to 0 because delta T is here only. So we can take this out of the limit and we can write instantaneous acceleration is equal to V upon R limit of delta T tends to 0 delta R upon delta T. So this term, this particular term represents something which is called as instantaneous velocity. Alright, instantaneous velocity is given by V and it is equal to limit of delta T tends to 0 delta R upon delta T. So we can substitute this over here and we can get acceleration is equal to V upon R into this term is what? V into V. So we can write this acceleration is equal to V square upon R, but this acceleration is acting towards the center, so this acceleration is nothing but centripetal acceleration. So this is the expression for centripetal acceleration in case of uniform circular motion. So this is what we have done. Now in next part we are going to see the centripetal acceleration in different forms, like in terms of angular velocity, or you can say angular speed, and in terms of frequency we are going to see that. Okay, so that's it for this one. Thank you so much.